Hi everybody, it's Corrie Sommers. Today on Close with Corrie, we're going to be talking about buying a home. You're thinking about buying a home. What does that journey look like? Well, today's video is going to be about the topics and items that you need to think about to get this process started. Stay tuned. How do I buy a house? All right, so the first step we want to discuss today is location. Do you know where you want to live? Is it where you're living currently? Is it another city? Is it a specific neighborhood that you've really enjoyed or loved or always thought this is where I want to be? The very first thing that we need to consider is location. Location, location, location. You've heard it before. You can change just about everything in a house, but you cannot change the location. So the first step is deciding on that location. So how do I buy a house? The next step, step number 2, is your time frame. Are you really motivated to buy, or are you just kind of kicking the tires and thinking about it? Or do you have a job transfer that's coming up? Is there a need to be in a certain school system for the kids by the start of the new school year, or when spring break is over, or at the end of the holidays? Those things are important to decide, to know, and to convey to your agent. If you are really in a time crunch, being aggressive when it comes to looking, scheduling appointments, making that offer, and how you structure that offer, all these things come into play with your time frame. So where are you at? Are you just getting started? Do you have 6 months? Are you not needing to buy, but you're just thinking about your next home or your dream home, and it's a matter of if you find it, you'll buy? Really sit down and have an honest conversation with with yourself. Know what you want, know what your time frame is, and really talk with your agent about that so that you guys are on the same page. So let's talk about an agent for a second. Have you already found an agent? Do you know who you're working with? Do you know who you want to work with? Have you signed a buyer's agent agreement? And you might be saying, I've never done that. Why would I do that? Well, there's some reasons for signing a buyer's agent's agreement, and I want to share that with you. Most agents are tending to their clients, they're prospecting, they're looking for homes for their clients. If you are working with an agent and you haven't signed an exclusive buyer's agreement, and let's say you're in a market such as we are today, which is a seller's market, we haven't quite transitioned to a buyer's market, and depending where you're at, we're still in a strong seller's market. Key cities are still in a strong seller's market. Los Angeles being one of them, new construction development being an arena that is still highly competitive in a seller's market. So if you're working with a buyer's agent and that agent has multiple clients, and let's just say you're looking for a new construction home, and let's even narrow that down a little bit. You want a new construction, modern home, 3,500 square feet or more with 4 bedrooms, and one of those bedrooms has to be on the first floor. And let's just say they have 2 other clients that basically want the same thing in your price point. If they've got 3 clients looking for the same thing, obviously they're going to show everyone the home. However, let's say they know about something off market, and one of those people has a buyer's agreement with them. Who do you think they're going to contact first about that off-market opportunity? And believe me, agents know what's coming on the market, especially if you do a lot of business and you have great relationships. You might know from a builder the upcoming projects that they're working on, or another agent is like, hey, just to let you know, I know you showed this house. If that didn't work for your client, we've got this one coming on in 2 months, but if you want to get in there and see it first, I can make that happen because of that relationship. And you know what? The person who has signed that exclusive agreement with the agent is going to get all of those benefits. So it's something to think about. You don't want to miss an opportunity because you're hesitant to sign. Honestly, when I'm working with my clients, I want them to be happy with me. And if they've signed an exclusive buyer's agreement and they suddenly don't want to work with me for any reason, let's just say their needs have changed and they're no longer moving, or whatever the case may be, we can tear that up and move on. All right, let's talk money and financing. How are you purchasing your new home? Are you a cash buyer? Have you saved up? Did you get a great payout from your last job, sold some stock? Whatever your circumstances is that has led you to be a cash buyer, if you're a cash buyer, congratulations. That means you've got a bit of an advantage above the rest, and you really want to talk with your agent to set your strategy for your offer, because you want to make your offer stand out way here by tightening your terms to be the obvious choice, because cash is always king. Now, let's say you're not a cash buyer, and that's totally okay. Most of us are not. You want to find out what you can afford to buy by getting your pre-approval. This is very important. You need to know there's a difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qual. I really think we're kind of past the point that most lenders no longer do just a pre-qual. They know that the pre-approval is stronger, and this is because we've been in a very strong seller's market, and a pre-approval kills a pre-qual anytime. A pre-qual is just, hey, you can buy this. A pre-approval, they've actually taken a look at your financing, your last 2 bank statements, your last 2 paycheck stubs, your 2 years taxes. They know where you're at and are saying, this is what you are pre-approved to buy. Now, this is important for a number of reasons. Maybe you thought you could only afford a $500,000 home, and guess what? You can afford an $850,000 home, which means the home is in better condition or a little bigger or a better area or the city that you want to be in. Or let's say you thought you could only buy a $1.9 million home, but you have been wanting new construction, and all of the new construction homes are 2.8, but you go and get your pre-approval and wow, you can buy 2.8. It changes things. This is important to know. Now, the first place you should start to getting connected with a mortgage lender is ask your agent. If your agent has done a lot of business and a lot of deals, they know some great lenders. They can easily give you 3 or 4 lenders for you to connect with. They know the personality of those lenders, and they've probably worked with those lenders repeatedly. And it's important that your agent and lender be on the same page and are a team, because when time is ticking and we're getting to the end, or there's a problem, you want everyone to jump in, roll up their sleeves and work really hard for you. And that truly happens when there's synergy and they've done business together and they have a good working relationship. So ask your agent, and then pick the one that you feel the most comfortable with, whose personality clicks the best. And before we get into our very last step of how to buy a home and getting you started on this journey, I just want to let you know I've got a guide here for you that really is going over all these topics and a couple of things more to get you prepped and ready. So be sure to look in the links below and click that link. Let's get to the next one. All right, let's talk the last step of how to buy a home and getting you started on this journey. And that is your must-haves and your needs. Now, truthfully, it is very rare to find a home that has 100% everything you want in your dream home. It's just, the reality is you're gonna have to compromise somewhere. But knowing what your must-haves are and the things you would like is gonna get you there quicker, and it's gonna help you to recognize that home faster, as well as your agent. And guess what? 3 out of 5 items that are at the top, that's a win. So let's start at, what are the number of bedrooms you need? Not that you want, but you absolutely need. What are the number of bathrooms? What about location? Now let's talk about some things you might want. Do you want an updated kitchen? Would that be great to have? Do you want a pool? Do you want a fireplace? Do you want an office? Versus, do you need an office? In other words, do you work from home and have 2 kids, so you need 4 bedrooms so that one can be an office? Or can the 2 kids, are they young enough to sleep together in 1 bedroom? So these are all things to sit down and really talk about. Make that list and talk with your agent about that list. This is gonna help them select homes for you as well. I really want to thank everybody for watching today's Close with Corrie, and I really hope that all of this has been helpful to you. Comment below. If you have more questions, always feel free to reach out to me or just make a comment below. And if you like this video, please go ahead and click that like button. And of course, last but not least, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and click the bell for updates. I do these real estate videos weekly to help you when it comes to the process of buying a home or selling a home, and just to be a general resource for you. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.